So it's gonna take a minute for it to go live. But before that, how you all doing? How are you feeling right now? Good? Ready for the game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. So hopefully you guys are familiar with the rules. Give me a thumbs up if you are. Awesome. That is great. Okay, we are already live on YouTube, so let's get started. Okay, thank you for coming tonight. We are in Alman L, first year versus secret upper years for UTSU edition. Thank you so much for participating. So among you, we have Oshana as player number 1, Jayu as player number 4, Alejandro as player number 7, Dinesh as player number 5, Bahar as player number 2, Gabriel as player number 6, and Saida with player number 3. Thank you so much for coming. So among the 7 of you, we have 3 upper years. So it's going to be super hard for first years to find out this round, and 4 first years trying to find out which ones are the 3 upper years. And the 3 upper years are trying to lie. Okay, lying is permitted in the game. They can pretend that they're first years. You just need to figure out which ones are rich. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. Oshana, let's start with you by introducing yourself a little bit. Tell us your program and your pronoun and a fun fact about yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Oceana. I'm in management and IT, and my pronouns are she and her. And a fun fact about myself, I really like to dance.
Nice. All right. Next on my screen, I have you. Go ahead and introduce yourself. And
Hi, my name is Jayu, and I'm a first year, and I'm taking computer science. And
awesome.
Fun fact about
we all
me.
First year here.
Yeah, we all first year. Yeah.
All right. Next on my screen, I have Alejandro. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us your program and a fun fact about yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Alejandro. I'm also a first year. I'm in computer science, just like Jayu. And yeah, one of my hobbies is chess. That's me.
All right, Dinesh, how about you?
Hi, my name is Danish. I am also a first year. I am studying computer science, like Alejandro and Jayu. My pronouns are he, him. And fun fact about me, this is a go-to, but I play the piano, the keyboard. So yeah, that's about me.
Okay. Next, we have Bahar. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a fun fact.
Oh, sorry. My name is Bahar. I'm also first year. I'm in management, but I'm minoring in poli-sci. And then my pronouns are she, her. And a fun fact is that I play tennis competitively.
Awesome. Okay, next on the screen, I have Gabrielle. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about
Hi, I am Gabrielle, but you can call me Gabby. My pronouns are she and her, and I am in the life sci program here. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, next but not least, Saida. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a fun fact and what program do you study?
Oh, okay. My name is Saida. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm a first year student in life science. And a fun fact about me is that I really like sports.
Ooh, that is fun. Okay. Without further ado, let's jump into our first round. I have some questions prepared for you. Check it out. Okay. So first question I have for you, what do you think about your first year here at UTSC? Starting Oshana.
Honestly, I guess it was kind of confusing. In the beginning, it was a bit overwhelming. Like I wasn't really sure what I was getting into. And I don't really know anyone because I'm an international student. And yeah, so it was just kind of overwhelming in the beginning. And then I kind of started to meet a few people through class, but it's also still kind of like hard to connect with people and communicate with them like consistently throughout the semester if everything's online. So yeah, I feel like overall I'm just still kind of like trying to get through it as much as I can.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. It's super cool. Thanks so much. And next on my list, I have Jayu. What do you think about your first year here at UTSC?
I think I didn't experience like my fully experience as a first year in university because everything is online. So I cannot like have a lot of chance to meet like people in real life, and everything's just like socially distant. But I think one part is nice that I live in the residence, so that I got to meet some friends in the res. Yeah, that's my first year experience.
Awesome. Thanks so much. What about you, Alejandro? What do you think about your first year here at UTSC?
My first year, it was pretty good actually, despite all odds. I got to spend my first semester on campus and got to practice a lot of little things on campus, including playing tennis. So I admire that, Bahar. And so yeah, I just had a lot of fun. Although now I'm back at home and doing it online. So like Jayu, I find that a little bit challenging, but a mix of good and bad, I'd say.
Thanks so much. What about you, Dinesh?
For me, it was For me, it was really, really frustrating because, you know, like I had high expectations for this, and I hope so this year, and I had so many plans to like join clubs and take part in SCSU stuff and like do athletic tryouts and stuff, and I can't do any of that, and I'm stuck at home staring at a screen for 6 days a week. It's kind of annoying, but can't do anything about it.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I actually want to ask you like what sport do you want to play, but let's keep it for later. What about you, Bahar? What do you feel like? What do you think about your first year here at UTSC?
For me, it was a little rocky because the transition between high school and uni was like a little different. But first semester was a bit of a struggle because of everything that was happening with COVID. But I think this semester I've adjusted a little better, and it's slowly getting better. I'm getting used to like the online and everything that's going on. So yeah, getting better over time.
Awesome, that's very good to hear. What about you, Gabrielle?
I thought it was super challenging. Like it wasn't like it was super unexpected, like the difficulty of like the courses and everything, but I'm managing a little bit better now that I'm getting the hang of the online school thing. But I just thought it was super challenging. I'll be honest about that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about you, Saida? What do you think about your first year here at UTSC?
It was hard because, yeah, same. I expected a lot of independence and all that, and I feel like I didn't really get that because I was just in my room the whole time, basically, and figuring out midterms was hard too, and because it's very different from high school. But overall, yeah, it was hard, but I'm excited for second year though. So.
Because I heard like fourth semester is gonna be in person, so I'm personally really pumped about that. That's just my personal opinion, but that's not in the game. Right now, we are entering our first voting stage, which is very important because you get to pick the first people you want to vote out. So here's how it works. Look at the screen very carefully. You can see after each player's name, there's a number that coordinated with it. So on the count of 3, I want you to show to the screen the person you want to vote out. For example, if I want to vote out like player number 10, just put on 10 fingers to the screen. And that's how you vote people out. So do take a look about the person that you want to vote out and their number. And in a count of 3, I will put the number in front of the screen. Are you guys ready? Do you have any questions? Okay, if there's no questions, let's jump into the first voting stage. This is pretty much based on first impression and the first question, which doesn't really say a lot, but if you can pick on something, I think you could do it. So if you're ready, let's say 3, 2, 1, vote. So as you can see, we have 3 vote for number 4, 1 vote for number 3, and 3 vote for number 2. So we already have a tie here between player number 2 and player number 4. So that's between Jiayu and Bahar. You guys each have 30 seconds to say your reasons. Let me set up the timer real quick. Well, actually not. Like, let's just let you speak very quickly. Are you ready, Jiayu? Let's start with you.
Okay. When
Right,
it
just
start?
say whatever. Just prove yourself as first here, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I just
3,
moved in.
2, 1, go.
Okay, I'm a first year who live in the residence, and I just moved in from September, and then I have in-person class for like 2 weeks, and then boom, then they just shut down the in-person course, and then they moved it online. So I have to do my courses like all in the residence and stuff like that. It's like whole different transition for me, and now I'm like trying to get used to it and prepare for my second year.
All right, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much. Now, Bahar, you have 30 seconds to talk about it. Tell us why you're first year.
I'm a first year because, as I previously mentioned, I was in high school last year. So that transition that I mentioned earlier on, it was kind of tough. And I have been struggling a lot. Wow, you're putting me on a timer. Okay. I have been struggling a lot, actually, with first semester and everything. It was hard for me to make friends, but, you know, through classes and group chats and everything, I was able to do that. And oh my God, I'm staring at that timer. Yeah, pretty much I'm a first year. Like, I don't really know how to convince you guys, except for the fact that I have the same troubles everyone else as a first year is having. So yeah.
All right, you have 2 more seconds. No, I'm kidding. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much. And hopefully you guys get more idea of it. Now you can only vote for player number 2 or player number 4, which is Bahar and Jiayu. You can only vote for these 2. And on the count of 3, think about it, and you can vote to the screen in the same way. All right, you ready? Okay, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, vote. Oh. So right now we have 3 voting for number 4 and 2 voting for number 2. So that means, unfortunately, Jiayu, you are voted out, and the game continues. All right, Jiayu, I'll put you in the shuttle room, which is give me a sec. So wait patiently. I'm gonna put you in the waiting room, and then when we're finished with the game, we'll pull you back. It's probably gonna take 40 to 45 minutes. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the future. Awesome! Thanks so much for competing the first round. Now I want to ask you, each of you, why you voted for the person that you voted for. Okay, let's start with Oshana.
I ended up voting for 4 only because I didn't really know in between the 2 of them. I felt like Bahar was mentioning how, like, I don't know, she was comparing like high school experiences with college experiences. So it kind of gives me the feeling that like high school wasn't too long ago for her. So she like still remembers how it was and is comparing it to like what she's experiencing now. So that's kind of why I just voted for 4.
Okay. Next on the screen, I have Alejandro. Explain why you voted for who you voted for.
I voted for 2, and it's not like I'm sorry. It's not a huge reason, but it's just a nice, like, a flow of wording, some slang with saying poli-sci instead of poli-science, saying that you knew tennis, would like play tennis competitively, which meant that maybe you stayed at UTSC for a while, learned to play tennis there. So I figured maybe the odds are that you are more so a 4th year than first year compared to Jiayu, but that's really why. I'm sorry though, that's my bad.
Yeah, that's very interesting. You do know that people can study tennis elsewhere, right?
I know. I just
yeah, let's go on. What about you, Danish? Sorry.
See, the thing is, I voted for Jiayu because he said he's in the same program as me, and I've never seen him in any of the classes I've attended so far. So that was a big given. I don't know if Alejandro has seen him. I've seen Alejandro. Alejandro's in my tutorial as well, in one of my tutorials. So I know he is for sure a first year. So that left me with only one choice. And I thought, since I've not seen him anywhere, he must not be a first year. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point for sure. What about you, Bahar? Who did you vote for and why?
I voted for JU, and it's mostly because I don't know, out of everyone else, he seemed the most he was talking about how he was in res and things like that. So I assumed he could have been in res in like previous years, because for now, I don't know if he said he was currently there, but in my head it kind of clicked like, oh, he was on res in previous years, so he's had that experience. So he's probably like a second or third year, not a first year. So yeah, that was kind of my reasoning behind it. Yeah.
Okay. That's very fair. What about you, Gabrielle? Who did you vote for and why?
I think I voted for Bahar. I voted for her because I feel like she looks a little bit older than like some of us. And also she said that she was minoring in something, but I didn't know like we could do that. So that's why I voted for her.
Yeah. We could minor in UTSC things. Quick information there. What about you,
Okay,
Saida?
thanks.
Who did you vote for and why did you vote for them? Saida?
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I voted for Jayu just because how he said he had some classes like in person. I don't know, but like my classes right now, they're really big. So I didn't see none of them could have been in person. So I thought maybe like he was taking smaller size classes because he was in upper years. So that's really why I voted for him.
Oh, that's true. Okay, that's a very good one. And let's start with our second round of questions. So I also have a question prepared for you. What do you feel about the online courses? So it's not only about online school, but it's also about the courses you're taking and what you think about the online courses and how it works for you. All right. What about you, Oshana?
I guess I don't really have much to compare it to. I would say like I don't like the fact that we can't really meet people. Like whenever we have like group projects or anything, we're kind of just we don't know who to team up with. I didn't know anyone, so it was kind of like the professors would have to like make posts for us to connect with people to find teammates or anything. So yeah, I don't like that aspect of online classes. I would say being at home and taking online classes is nice. Like you can kind of just lay in bed sometimes, or like some of my classes have recordings, so that's great. But yeah, there's good and bad.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. What about you, Alejandro? What do you think about the online courses?
It has its goods and its bads. If Danish is also a first year CS student, we both took, at least I was part of the lecture 3 for Mata 31, so I got to do that in person. But I noticed that I had a much more enjoyable experience with the in-person course, even if it was just one course, and that my grades have suffered a lot more in online courses. Well, the only comparison I have is Mata 31 being my only in-person course, but that was one of my more successful ones compared to the online courses one. So I think for me, it's hurt me more than it's helped, even though it gives you the additional flexibility and time management. You have to be disciplined in regards to time management to really utilize that. And I'm not, so that's kind of the caveat.
Yeah, I guess like humans in general are not like perfectly balanced, perfectly motivated people. So it's super hard for people to just like follow like all these for sure. Thanks so much. What about you, Danish? What do you think about online courses?
I think there are their own advantages and disadvantages with online classes. I think it leans more towards disadvantages because you're staring at a screen all day and it's annoying. The most annoying part of it, especially for me, was the asynchronous classes. And Alejandro got the privilege of attending Mate 31 in person, but for the rest of us, we had to watch recordings of the lecture, and they were like really boring, like really like long, and I just gave up after a while. Like I'd stopped watching the lecture videos, and that kind of maybe affected my grades a little bit. But like it's really annoying to go through all of that, to like hours of video. And especially for this course, the prof had this habit of uploading like 5 videos at a time. So like you would always feel like you're behind. So yeah, it wasn't a good experience.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. What about you, Gabrielle? What do you think about online courses?
I think they're like super challenging and like I don't want to be rude, but I feel like they might be a little bit disorganized. Like for example, I had a midterm and it was for Bio 1 and they like something messed up with the pictures and they took off like 80 of the questions out of like 100 of them. So it was really stressful. So I don't know, it was just super unorganized and like in my opinion.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow. Okay. What about you, Saida? What do you think about online courses?
Yeah, they're pretty challenging. Like for some of my courses, I have labs and they're online. And so it's like, I don't know, just it doesn't, because like in my high school, we didn't have a lot of experience with labs and all that. Like we never did any lab reports and things like that. So it's kind of hard because I don't really understand what's going on and like, stuff like that. Oh, and online tests suck because like you can't go back for some of the questions. And so I have a hard time with like keeping um like on time and and finishing everything. So yeah, it's been hard. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly, certainly. What do you think about this, Bahar? What do you think about online school?
Personally, I'm not really a fan because like last semester I had an MGAO2 and it was kind of difficult because it was a tough course and it didn't have a tutorial at all. So it's really hard to kind of ask questions and get to know like the actual material without having an actual professor there to like help you out like in person. But at the same time, like everyone else had mentioned, it was really hard with the asynchronous courses as well because I could not find the motivation to actually sit down and watch it on my own time. Like I needed to be there in person to actually experience it. But being a first year, it kind of sucked because I was expecting a lot from like my university experience and actually going to campus and experiencing and meeting people. So in terms of course load and everything, it was kind of like sucky, but yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's pretty much it for this round. Thank you so much for spilling your teas about the online courses. Thanks so much. And now think about it, right? Think about the person you want to vote for in your mind and look at their number secretly. And I'm going to count 3, 2, 1, and then you all can start voting. Are you ready? Say yes if we are.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Let's get started. So voting starts in 3, 2, 1, vote. Ooh, so 1 vote for number 1. I think 2 votes for number 7, and 3 votes for number 2. Unfortunately, Bahar, you are voted out, and I will see you in the shadow room. Give me a second. So please wait patiently. We will explain everything in the end. Okay. Thanks so much, and we're jumping to the third round. And before we start, let's talk about why you voted for the person you voted for. Starting with you, Oshana.
I don't know. I think like other than the last guy, she was my only other guess. Like I'm not really sus of anyone else so far. So yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you that again, there are 3
Yeah.
operators only went through 2 rounds, so there's at least 1 operator student still around here. Just for your information. Alejandro, what do you think? Who did you vote for and why?
It was my initial vote and it was for the same reasons. And I just decided to stick with my gut and that's all. Just keep it simple.
Okay, that's true. What about you, Danish?
I was the only one who voted for number 1. And I think, okay, so I was paying attention to what everyone was saying. And what she started off saying was, I haven't experienced something like this before, and I think that was really, it was kind of like a giveaway sort of that she was pretending to be a first year, but she's not. So I didn't hear anyone else's. I thought, yeah, it has to be her, so I voted for her.
All right. What about you, Gabrielle? Who did you vote for and why?
I voted for Bahar again. I felt like she was saying a lot of things that I didn't really understand. So that kind of was like, oh, maybe she like knows more and she like, you know, when like is not a first year. So yeah.
That's a good reason. What about you, Saida? Who did you vote for and why?
I voted for Alejandro only because like he seems really mature, which is like not that you can't be a first year and be mature or whatever, but he just seems a little bit more like experienced with like campus life and with like a lot of the classes and that. But yeah, it was mostly just a guess, but just because he seems really mature and all that.
Okay, this round you are in luck if you have doubts in your mind, because this round is where you have a chance to ask the person you're obsessed about a question. So pretty much, Oshana, let's start with you. You can ask a question to a person that you want to ask a question about in this room. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, start.
I guess I'll ask my question to Sayeda. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Is that right?
Oh yeah, it's Zeta. Like
Sayeda, okay. So my question for you is, how did your graduation go for high school? And what did it meet your expectations, I guess? Like, were you disappointed?
yeah, I lived in Alberta, so when I was graduating, my COVID like the COVID cases in Alberta weren't too high. So and my class was like really small. We were like 40 people. And so we were still able to have an in-person graduation. It was just like postponed. So we were supposed to have it in May, but we actually had it like in June instead. And it was kind of the same to like the years before, except like things were a bit more spread out. So we wouldn't have like a lot of tables like clustered together. They would kind of be more spread out. We still like did grad pics and all that stuff, but a lot of us, like all the girls, like we didn't dress up or anything like that. It was kind of casual because a lot of students didn't have a chance to go get stuff from like stores because they were all closing down. So we just decided to kind of go a bit more casual, and that was that. Yeah, but it was still fun. It was hard. Well, not hard, but it was like different because the years before they were really able to kind of like come together, but we were still kind of advised to like not do that. So yeah, but I'm glad I still got to have a grad though. So.
Okay. Now's your chance to ask your question, Alejandro. To your player.
All right. I don't want to mispronounce. Is it Danish or Danish or
Danish.
Danish? All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right. Just because I mean, it's just a little question to basically like blow you out of the water or not. It's just what was the hardest function you found in our A1 for A48? I mean, it's basically like a almost.
I mean, okay, the hardest function in A1. Oh, that's easy. That's the loop function for the loop thing for the run function in the end.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm legit.
all right.
Okay, Danish, now it's your chance to ask a question to your players that you have suspicion of.
Oceana, what did you take any electives this year? And if you did, which ones did you take?
I didn't take any electives this year. Right now I'm actually taking CSC A48 with you guys. So yeah, I would say the hardest part was the loop function too. I actually didn't entirely finish. But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't finish either. It's fine.
Yeah, I didn't finish, but hopefully like part 1 I did well. So and then the other courses are just first year management courses.
So wait, can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure. if it's related.
So
yes.
if you took A48, right? So that means you took A08 in the fall semester because that's a
Yeah.
prerequisite for it,
Yeah.
right? But you said you didn't take any electives.
It's not my elective. It's because I'm in management and IT. So a lot of the CS courses are part of my program. It's not an elective.
Right.
Yeah.
And who was the prof?
Anna, and I don't know her last name. It's very complicated, like Travolvich something.
Yeah.
Anna Travol something. And then there was the dude. I didn't take classes with him though, so.
Right. Okay. Checks out for now.
Okay, Gabrielle, now it's your turn to ask a question to players that you have suspicion of.
Okay, I'm not sure who I'm suspicious of, but I don't know who. I guess I'll ask Alejandro. What was your classes like the first semester and like now? Like what are the ones that you're taking?
Oh, so like which classes I'm taking, and I took fall semester and this semester?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. My the fall semester I took A08, which was intro to programming. Then I'm forgetting Mata 31, which is calculus 1. I'm like forgetting my own courses. I took physics 1, which I NCR'd and failed. So that was a thing. And I took FLA 11, which was a intro to ethics course, which was to cover my writing requirement because I wanted to get it out of the way as quick as possible. And then a fifth course, which I'm trying to remember. The most important, the discrete math for computer science. And then this one, I decided to drop any electives and just focus straight on CS. So I'm doing the three ones for my program, which are A48, Intro to Comp Sci 2, A22, Linear Algebra, and then the A37, Calculus 2. Yeah, heavy load, but yeah, there we go. Sorry.
Awesome. Last but not least, Saida, ask your questions to a player.
I'll ask Danish. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
Danish.
Okay. So, oh wait, actually, can I ask someone else?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm kind of asking this because I'm actually interested, but Alejandro, why did you move into residence and then why did you move out of residence?
All right, so I moved into residence because I really wanted to go. And then on December 23rd, I had to come back here into the United States because I'm doing my US naturalization process to become a citizen. And I haven't been able to go back because the quarantining costs are very, very high. And I already got my first free round going over there. So it's like, it makes it very difficult. And so yeah, that's why I came back, but I'm not back in residence. A good question, China, for sure.
Yeah, thanks so much. All right. And we are reaching the end of this round. Yes. Now you probably have a better idea of who you want to vote for. Mind you, there's at least one more, so you have to vote this term. So think about which player you want to vote for and look at their numbers. And I'll count to 3, 2, 1, and then we can start voting. Are you ready? Awesome. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1, vote. So we have 2 vote for 1, 2 vote for 3, and 1 vote for 6. Thanks so much. So I guess there's a tie between number 3 and number 1. That's between Saida and Oshana. So both of you have 30 seconds to explain yourself. And let me pull out my clock real quick. Yes. All right. First, let's go with Saida. Are you ready to talk for 30 seconds to prove you are our first year? All right. Let's go.
Okay, I'm a first year because I was born on August 14th, 2002. That's not a lie. I can literally show you my driver's license. I came from Alberta and I'm living in Toronto right now and I'm doing life sciences. And that's a bit of an autobiography, but I really wanted to come to U of T because of like all the opportunities here. And it's been a wild first year, but I really am a first year. Yeah, I haven't picked my program yet, but I'm going to. It's probably going to be neuroscience. And yeah, I hope you guys can see that I'm first year.
Oh,
so we can
that
go-
is 30 seconds. Thanks so much. Now we have Oshana. Are you ready? Okay,
Yep.
let's go. Let's start.
Okay, so I was born in August 20th, 2002. I don't have a driver's license. I don't really know how to drive, actually. And I'm an international student, so I'm from the US, actually. And I wanted to come to Canada because just the US, like the cost of university is way too high. So I decided to apply here. If you guys were wondering like why I'm already in a program, that's just how management is. Like you apply to be in a program. There's no post or anything.
That's it.
And yeah.
Thanks so much. That was very quick, 30 seconds. But now you can only vote for Saida or Oshana. So let's think about it for 5 seconds and then we will start voting. Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1, vote. Okay, all 3 votes voted for number 1, Oshana. Unfortunately, that's enough. So I will see you when you come back from the shadow room. Have a good time there with the rest of them. Okay, we're closing up to our final round. Now there's only 4 of you. So based on the game mechanism, now you have a chance to say if you trust all 4 of you guys are first years. You may like raise your hand and oh wait, sorry. That's it's not supposed to be there. You should raise your hand and that's indicating that you are confident that the mole has been voted out. But if you don't raise your hand, it means you think there's still mole. All right. I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it.
Wait, do we talk about it first or do we just like vote on what we think?
Just vote. So you couldn't talk about it. But yeah, let's start. 3. So if you raise your hand, it means you think you still have suspicion. If you don't raise your hand, oh wait. Yeah. If you don't raise your hand, it means you don't have suspicion and you're good with this. So, all right. 3, 2, 1, vote. Okay, 3 people still have suspicions. Okay. So the game continues. All right. So let's begin with talking about like what we think about last round and who you voted for. I think most people voted for Oshana. Alejandro, who did you vote for and why?
Oh, I voted Oceana because I was on the spot. I forgot we were voting, so 1 was the first number that came into my mind. That's literally it. That's like
wow.
I was just focusing on what people were saying, and I wasn't thinking of voting anyone out. So yeah, no, that was. I'm sorry, Oceana. That was just me being random. Yeah.
Okay, Danish, who did you vote for and why?
I initially voted for Saida because I had a feeling that she wasn't given the right vibes. I don't know how to explain it. But then, and also Oceana, whatever she said, it checked out in my head. But then when she spoke with Saida, like when they both got 30 seconds, she said that she moved to Canada for university because US tuition costs are high. But U of T has the highest tuition cost for international students in all of Canada. So that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's the only reason I voted for her.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. The tuition thing. Yeah, the tuition tier is not cheap either. What do you think, Gabrielle? Who did you vote for and why did you vote for them?
I'm sorry, you might hear dogs barking. I think there's someone at my house, but sorry about that. I voted for Oceana just because I think it was more of a process of elimination. Like I didn't really suspect anyone else, so she was the one that I had a little bit of suspicion, but everyone else I don't think they're like an upper year. So yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Seda, what about you? Who did you vote for and why?
I voted for Gabrielle, but I only voted for her because in the last round I got to hear like everyone kind of talk, but I don't think anyone asked her a question, so I didn't really get more info about her. So that was like the only reason. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, jumping into this round, which is pretty fun because you get to ask a question to all of the other players at the same time, so they all need to answer it. Let's start with Alejandro. Think about the question you want to ask and ask a question to all three players.
Is it the same question for all three players?
Yeah, you can ask like, yeah.
Shoot, okay. Well, okay. My question would be, this is kind of on the spot. I don't know. What how I don't know, like this is so on the spot. I don't know what to say.
No, it's okay. Think about it. Think about it.
Okay. Just what has been the most frustrating part of first year? Just that you wish you could do that you can't. Maybe it's because of like being at home, not on campus. Just what just frustrated you the most about this first year?
I can go first.
Yeah.
So I guess the most frustrating thing for me specifically was when I wanted to come here. It was a lot because of the varsity girls rugby team. I really wanted to be a part of that, and it was frustrating that like we wouldn't be able to have any games, and we wouldn't really be able to like full on like tackle each other or do stuff like that. And like yeah, it was frustrating because I didn't get to do like this, like I don't know, I really like sports, so it was frustrating because I didn't get to do that. But yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll go next. Yeah, after high school, I took a gap year. So I graduated in 2019. Yeah, 2019, and I took a gap year from because of reasons like my fam was moving out from like India to Canada and yeah, a bunch of stuff. So yeah, so I did quarantine before quarantine existed. So I've been like at home for almost 2 years now. So it's been twice as annoying because I was really looking forward to finally like progressing with my life, and I'm just stuck here again, like for a whole year again. So that was really annoying.
Yeah, I feel you. That sucks. What about you, Gabriella?
I think the most frustrating thing for me is that it's really lonely like doing online school, especially like first year, because like all my friends, they got to like move away and like go to their like universities, even though like it's online. But I decided to stay home and do it here, and like there's no one left in my town. It's really lonely. So that's probably the most frustrating part on my end.
Okay, Danish. Now it's your time to ask a question to all the other players.
Okay, since obviously most of us, I'm not sure about everyone, but most of us here have not experienced university like as a in person. So a challenge I had the most in UFT was to make friends and stuff. So I want to ask all of you guys, how did you make friends? Did you join groups and stuff? Like how is that process for you?
All right, anyone can go first.
I'll go first, sure. So for me, as I said, I've had the privilege of going to on campus, and I came in a little bit early because the quarantining allowed for that. So I got like a full week to myself on campus before classes started. And during that time, I think it was September 3rd, I got to go to the tennis courts. And I met a lot of people there. So a fourth year that I got to speak with a lot of the time. And I kept playing tennis there every single day, in fact. And I just kept meeting new people from UTSC. I just kept talking to them, and I made connections that way. And those were my first group of friends. Then I met a few people on residence and so on. One of those were actually TJ, and we've also had like a bunch of blasts together. And so yeah, it was really thanks to tennis that I got my first few real connections, and also my roommate, which I can't disclose now because TJ knows why, but I'll say afterwards. But yeah, that's how.
Right. Anyone else want to answer that question? Go ahead.
I'll go then. For me, I I joined like there's this sorority on campus, Chi Sigma Xi, and they were rushing online. They were rushing virtually, so I was able to kind of join that and kind of meet some people through that way and all that. So that was pretty cool. And but I feel like the biggest way I made friends, like some friends, and got to like talk to people was through like tutorials. So for one of my classes, I have a tutorial and it's like pretty small, and like we do breakout groups and all that. And so in there, I'm able to kind of like talk to people in my program, and yeah, that was basically how I made friends. Yeah.
Gabriella?
I'll be honest, it's been a bit challenging to like make friends. Like I'm pretty shy, so like I feel like it's really hard to reach out online. But I've been added to a couple group chats for like the classes I'm taking, so it's nice to like, you know, if you have a question, you could just ask it, and like someone will probably help you. But yeah, I don't have too many friends, so I don't know.
All right. Okay, Gabrielle, actually, right now it's your time to ask all three of them a question.
Oh, okay. Okay, I feel like I already know the answer to this question for some of you guys, but have you guys like got to visit campus yet? And then, yeah, that's a question.
I'll go first again, and the answer is brief. Yes, I did my first semester there, and so yeah, I did get to visit the campus, and it's a really cool experience. If you haven't, it's actually really nice. I remember the first week. It was almost mind blowing. Me and my roommates, all we did for the first, I think, 2 to 3 days was just go around and do like a little bit of parkour and things like that, just silly things. But it was really nice going around the campus. Yeah, just being 2 boys, right? So yeah, that was nice.
I guess I could go next. No, I haven't. I'm planning on moving there either in the summer or like by September at least. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I haven't.
For me, before COVID hit, like in January of like 2020, when I was like graduating high school, my mom took me to like a bunch of the campuses that I was looking at. So we got to go to like UBC and U of T and U of A, Alberta. Yeah. And so, yeah, I did get to see the campus while like things were still kind of normal, and it was pretty nice. Yeah.
Okay. Last but not least, Seda, you also are allowed to ask a question to all three of the other players.
Okay. My question is, what was the toughest part about like adjusting from high school to like university?
I guess I can go first again. For me, ironically, I found, even though my grades definitely do not reflect this, but that university is significantly less challenging than high school. I did something called the IB program, And there, all of my focus was devoted into doing as well as I could to get into the computer science program. Like they required a minimum score of 36. I gave it my all and I got that exact minimum score to get in. And it took all of my time, just all of my focus. And here, because of online schooling, I've been able to focus a lot less and I just spend less time. And since I have less courses as well, I've actually found it easier, even though I've been doing much more poorly. Maybe that's why, but for me, the transition is weird because I find it a bit easier, even though I'm not doing so hot in academic wise.
Okay, I'll go next. Yeah, my transition was like prolonged for a year because I didn't do anything for a whole year, but still like because I graduated from high school before the like COVID-19 stuff happened. I did everything in person then. So I moved straight from like in-person stuff to a year of nothing to like straight to the deep end, straight to like all of the online stuff. I had to install Zoom for the first time. I had to install all of these like different, like I had to use BB Collaborate and stuff for the first time. That was kind of, you know, a new experience. But yeah, I think the fact that my transition was so prolonged and it was so like it was straight from like doing one type of studies to right to the other thing, and I didn't have like a spring break in between, you know, to in high school which was online. Because of that, I think that was a bit of a struggle, especially in the start, but you know, it's fine now, I'm used to it.
Okay, I'll go next. I think like the hardest part is probably like the time management, just because I feel like you need to put like so much more effort in like compared to high school stuff. Like for example, I took intro to stats in the fall and that course like it was so hard and I wasn't able to ask for help because it was like really it was just such a big course. So I think it's like the time management and you just have to put like so much more effort. Like, I mean, at least for me, because in high school I was a slacker. So yeah.
Yes, thanks so much for all the answers that you guys gave. Now we're coming to decision, right? So think about the person you want to vote for. Think carefully, Alejandro, this time. Okay. And look at their numbers, and at a count of 3, we'll start voting. All right. All right. Think very carefully. Might be a chance. All right. 3, 2, 1, vote. So I see 1 vote for 5, 1 vote for 3, and 2 vote for 6. So unfortunately, player number 6, Gabriel, you are being sent to the Dark Lord's room. And wait, give me a second. Just gonna quickly send you.
Should have voted 3. No.
Why? wait. Later. Okay. So we're down to 3 people. Okay. Before we move any farther, do you all agree there's no mole left? If you agree there's no mole left, please just don't raise your hand. If you believe there's still mole left, raise your hand. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay. So Danish still believe there's mole left, but majority voted that they don't believe there is a mole left. So unfortunately, the game ends right here. And before we ask everyone back to come back, please explain why you voted for who you voted for. Dinesh, you want to start first?
Yeah, okay. I was kind of torn between 3 and 5, and I think there was some, I don't even remember, but like, oh yeah, in the round before when we all raised our hands, 5 took like a second delay to raise her hand, which is kind of suspicious. So I voted
she's
for
number
her.
6.
You're six, sorry, 6. Yeah. I know numbers. I'm doing numbers in my program. Yeah. So 6. Yeah, she raised her hand a second or 2 late. So I thought that was suspicious. But then 3, she voted for me. and I think she only voted for me because I was sussing her out the last round. So I think I voted wrong, and it was like a split thing. Like I didn't know who to vote for this round.
Okay. Alejandro, who'd you vote for and why?
I voted Gabrielle as well. I did notice that's same thing with the delayed raising of hand. But what really got me was at the very end when she mentioned she took intro to statistics. I could be totally wrong, and it's probably totally a first year course. But when I think statistics, I thought like second year. And I don't know. That was just my gut feeling. I'm not making any rational.
You could take it in first year as well. I almost took it, but yeah.
Yes, you actually could. But I took it second year. Yeah. What about you, Seda? Who did you vote for and why did you vote for them?
Yeah, I voted for Danish because, well, honestly, I felt like we were all first years, but I just voted for him because we had to vote for someone, and I was thinking, okay, like he's like he said that he took a gap year, so that means like he's older, but that could also just be like a good way of like being like, oh yeah, I'm older, but I'm still a first year because I took a gap year. So I don't know, that was like the only reason really. Yeah.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Let's ask everyone back, and then we'll explain everything. Okay, give me a second. Okay, welcome back, everyone. So the game just finished. What? Okay, how's it going? Nice to see y'all still here. The game just finished. So the in the game, in the end, there are 3 players left: Alejandro, Danish, and Saida. And the majority agrees that there are no more left, and then they stop the game right there. Okay. And I'm gonna reveal the winning or losing for the first year team, because the first year team is the majority team, obviously. So if I say Wumba Wumba, then the first year team wins. If I say Kalu Kalu, it means it says first year team lost. So on the count of 5, I'll do some drum rolls, and let's go. Wumba Wumba. No, that means first year lost.
Oh wait, what? Wait, what? I thought you said. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind.
Oh, is it? My bad.
Yeah, you said the other way around. Okay.
Unfortunately, first year lost, and the Mo is.
It's Saida. I should have voted for her.
It's Saida.
You fooled me. I should have trusted you, Jayu.
Okay. And
I'm Ari,
like I
and
mentioned, there are
Jayu's a
2 more
resident.
votes. Oh, so sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Jayu, he's like on res, right? And I'm an RA, and I did his RA interview. So first round, I had to get him out of there. So I'm sorry, Jayu.
Wow.
Yeah, I was shocked when I was voted out for the first round. I was really shocked. But it's okay.
It is okay. It's just a game. Thanks so much for participating. And again, I'm just gonna say this: there are 2 more modes here that you as first year has voted out. Also, you guys lost, but you still voted out two modes. They are mode number 1, Oceana. Okay, Oceana, like, do tell us a little bit about yourself, like truthfully, this time without.
I'm actually third year. I am in management IT, and I am taking CSE 48 this semester, and I did take CSE 08 last semester. But it's because I do need to take CS classes as part of my program, but I just started my CS courses late, so yeah, and yeah, I actually am an international student, but I have the citizenship, so it's like I kind of pay like local tuition. That's why I was saying it's cheaper here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That was a huge red flag for Danish.
But it doesn't really say anything about what year I am though. Like tuition throughout the 4 years are still about the same. Like it says nothing about your year. But yeah.
So pretty much Danish was saying that you are sus because like if you're coming from US, you're paying the international fee, so there's no way that tuition fee is going to be cheaper for you here.
Yeah, but that really doesn't have anything to do with what year you're in, though.
That's you.
Like,
you just think
I
that
was
you might be
just-
stuck by
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
looking for lies. I was just looking for lies. Like,
Okay.
it didn't matter.
yeah. But we also have another mole here, Gabrielle.
Hi.
A little bit about yourself.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Oh, you got that
Mind
one.
blowing. I know.
Okay, so I'm actually in 3rd year. I am majoring in molecular biology and environmental science with a minor in psych. So so in 1st year, I was like super shy, and like, I'll be honest, I had no idea what was going on half the time. So I had to like channel that energy today because, you know, that's what I experienced. And I have a friend who's in 1st year now who's taking a lot of the courses that I talked about. So I used what she was experiencing to like talk to you guys about. So yeah.
Yeah, Gabrielle, you're extremely good. Like
Thank
it's
you.
it's a like top-notch performance.
Thanks, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, what? That's
You're
actually,
like,
yeah,
where's
that's
this
actually
info
good.
coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much for your patience for joining tonight as part of this great event. Thanks so much. Next week we're gonna do a cool event on international students and how they feel about stuff. So pretty much it's a similar event, but each international student got to pick on a scale of agree, disagree, neutral, extremely agree, and extremely disagree. So it's a pretty cool game. It's also on Jubilee, so you can check it out like on how the game works. But welcome for all internet students to join this event to talk about some of the issues they face as internet students and how internet students feel different. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you all had a great time. And for the winner, Sayeda, there's a secret gift for you. Yes. I'll DM you what the gift is, but it's pretty fun stuff. So, and you also live on Red, so I can deliver to you like really quick. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't didn't win, it's still fine, right? Like you still enjoy like less than an hour on time with some new people, and hopefully you guys can make some friends. I'm gonna end the live here, but after the live end, you guys can also like share Instagram, share socials, and keep connected. All right, thanks so much. I will end the live here. No, don't leave, but yeah.